Hi all, Dan here and welcome to Oligo Models. Today we're going to be doing stages 21 to 24, build the RMS Titanic from Hachette Partworks. So knowing what we're building today, let's have a look at the magazines and see what we're going to be doing. So, stage 21, you can see we're going to be putting on another section of the hull, and then we're also going to be fitting the replacement parts for the forecastle and the forward well deck that were incorrectly painted in the first ones that were given to us. Stage 22, we can see a lot of photo etch parts. We're going to be putting all these photo etch parts into the windows, as we can see here. There's a few more going on here. Looks like we're putting some more lights in. We've got some more LEDs to add. The extension cable for that second funnel. And then again, popping those lights in there. And it looks like we're going to be fitting on that second funnel onto that second piece of decking that we've got. Stage 23. We're going to be starting with one of the anchors, or certainly putting the first parts of the anchor pulley section in, which is going to be going into the hull. And then finally, stage 24, we've got another piece of the hull that's going to be going onto the side. Then, as you can see, we're going to be attaching and fitting that first anchor. It's the port side anchor that we're going to be fitting, and it's going to end up looking like this. So, we know what we're going to be doing in these 4 stages. So without further ado, let's do this. Okay, so as we can see, we've got another hull piece with this stage. We've got a couple of different types of screws that we've got. And that's all we get. So I suppose we better bring back in a hull. Right, so we've got the hull there now. So as we can see, we've got this other hull piece which is going to be slotted in on this side over here. And there we go, we've got that in place. So opening up the IM screws, we're going to start screwing it into place along the bottom. First one in. So you guessed it, we're going into metal, so we're using oil. It's the third one. So if you are building a Titanic or any other models, and you don't have oil, head on over to oligomodels.com, and you will be able to find the original 3-in-1 oil over on our store there, and you can get it for yourself. So 3-in-1 oil is a very good oil for this, and it's certainly what I know a lot of model builders use. And there we go, we've got our 4 screws along the bottom there, holding that into place. So we now need the KM screws. I believe these ones are actually the hex ones that you need to use an Allen key with. With our Allen key, we're going to attach on the inside here and here. Hopefully you can see that okay. And there we go, it's now screwed in on the bottom, on the side, and that is all there is to do in that stage. So next we're bringing this forecastle back in. We haven't seen this in quite a long time. But we're now going to be changing, or certainly putting on, the pieces that were the wrong colour on the first time round. So for those of you that have been following along with me, you'll know that I didn't actually fit the parts that were the wrong colour initially. If you haven't been following along and you do want to have a look, then have a look up the top. I'm going to put a link up there for the playlist, and then you can see where I've see how I've been getting on all the way from stage 1. But coming down to here, we've got some more. We've got the pieces that were the wrong colour that we need to put in. Okay, so the first is the breakwater here. This one is going on to starboard side over here. I'm just going to push that down into place. It slots in nicely. Unfortunately, as a bit of an idiot, I'm somehow pushing that in. I've managed to snap those pegs off, but I will glue that and fix that afterwards. So we've now got going in here. 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 And finally in there we've got the 4 capstans. And we're now going to do these steam valves. So 1, 2, I'm being careful to make sure I don't snap these, 3, and 4. We've got 1 spare. So as I said, this part I will fix this afterwards.
A few moments later.
And actually I couldn't wait, so I have just done that now. But that now looks like that with forecastle with all of the right coloured pieces in. So now with the forward well deck, we're going to replace the parts on there, which I believe were the winches and the fair lead rollers. So let's put that one in there. Same with the one next to it. Hopefully the lugs underneath, different sizes, so they can only go in one way. And then we've got the fair lead rollers, which have got a bit of a key shape pattern, which are going in here. Probably need my tweezers for this, so they can only go in one way. And there we go. After a little bit of persuasion, this now looks like that. So stage 22, it looks like it's going to be extremely fiddly. We can see we've got all of these photo etch parts here. We've got an extension lead, which I believe is for the second funnel. We've got some more LEDs here, a couple of screws and another rubber band. So the first thing that it wants us to do is these rectangular windows, is cut all of those off. With all of these photo etch parts off now, we're bringing back in this piece of decking with a funnel, and we're going to fit all of these windows into place round the outside of these 2 sides here. And there we go. After all of that, we've now got those window frames in. We can now move that over to one side. move the glue out of the way as well. I don't want to stick myself to anything. But now we need to cut 4 rows or 16 of these arch window frames out. Right, and that is all of those arch windows cut out. We're bringing back in this piece of decking that we've got that's got the arch windows, and just like we did for the other piece, we're now going to fit these in place. And there we have it. We've got all of these arch windows in place. So with these LEDs, actually we'll move that glue out of the way because I don't want to stick myself to it. We're going to use the tester and test these. So pop that in. We've got those 2 LEDs and then those 4 underneath, all working fine. So knowing that they're working, we're going to turn this piece upside down and make sure it's all in the right way. Yep, this way. We're going to pop those 2 LEDs through the slots like so. I'm going to make sure it's in place under those lugs. On one side, and then we're going to make sure it's clipped into place under all of them. There we go, a little bit of persuasion. That is in nicely underneath there. Now bringing in the funnel and tank assembly. That's the one that we've still got separate. So we're going to take the smoke generator out, just like we did with the last one. We're going to find the rubber band. I'm not going to cut that out just in case I make a boo-boo and cut it. So we're going to thread the wire through there. Right, so that was close. I thought I'd lost that. But now, again, I'm going to feed the band round the water tank so that the wire is running down it like that. So we're now going to take this cable extension, we're going to unravel it. I'm going to feed it through from the bottom so that the female end is at the top. Like last time, I'm going to just bend over a bit on the side. And then we've got this part coming out from the bottom. We're then going to, getting a bit untidy here, so we'll move things around a bit. Bring this part of the deck back in. With this funnel, we're then going to feed this wire down through this hole that we've got here, out to the bottom. I'll pull that through, and we can fit that back on afterwards. We're then going to put this in place over the two holes. Actually, making sure that we've got it round the right way. We don't want a funnel that's facing the wrong way on there. And then we're going to turn it upside down. With these two holes here, we're going to screw that into place with the AP screws that we got with this stage. So that's the first one in. What's losing that screw? The second one going in. Nice and tight. We're going to take this small detail. Going to fit that back in those two holes that we've got down there. Second time lucky. Have to use the tweezers. There you go. That's back in place. This now looks just like that. And that is that stage complete. So on to stage 23, we've got a couple of different screws. We've got the basin cover for the winch, and then we've actually got the anchor winch itself. So the first thing that it wants us to do is unwind this so that from where the winch starts, I'm going to have to use a ruler because I've got my cutting mat I've got the side of inches, but from when the winch starts to where the end of this hook here needs to be 6 centimeters. And that is about as good as damn it there. So next we need the base, which is like this. Notice where we've got a slot in the side here, which hopefully you might be able to see on that one. That is where it's going to come out. So we've pushed that in place like so. We now need 2 AP screws. We need our cover, which goes on top like so, and screwed into place. That's the first one. Better move my knife out of the way as well. And the second one. So now with the hole back in place, we're going to line this up over the 4 holes that we've got down the bottom, the lugs, and we're going to screw that into place with some AM screws. So we're going into metal. So you guessed it, we're using some oil. First one. Second one. And that's the fourth one. And as we can see, this is now sitting in place like that. And that is all we've got to do in that stage. So finally, stage 24, we've got another piece of the hull, like this. We've got the anchor, and we've got some more screws to screw it into place. So first of all, we need to slot this piece of hull section into the side, like so. And we're now going to need to screw that into place. So the first screws that we need are these LM screws we've got here. If I turn this around, it's going to be screwing in to 1, 2, and 3, those 3 slots there. So I'm not sure if this screwdriver, oh no, it's not screws, sorry. These are the ones that we need the Allen key for. So let's get these into place. So with those in, we now need to take some KM screws. Again, these are Allen keys that we need to use for these. You see it's going in this one here and there. And we've now got the screws here and here, both tightly in place. Finally, we're going to take an AM screw and it's going to screw down up here. And lastly, we're going to take the winch. We're going to take the anchor. We're going to feed it through the hole that we've got up here. I'm going to feed quite a bit through. Then using my tweezers, I'm going to hook it up over there. So it's going on top of that joining post there. Again, I'm going to need to use my tweezers here to hold this. Down here. And then that didn't quite work that time. Hook that through there. So now let's turn it round on this camera over here. We can see it. We've got our anchor. If we pull our anchor down, we can see that if it doesn't get caught on that, it's able to pull itself back in. And that is stages 21 to 24 all complete. If you did like the video, do remember to leave a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and then any new videos you'll be notified about. Until next time, take care, keep modelling.